Today, I'm having a look at 3 ways that we can record our Boss Katana amplifier and grab hold of that perfect tone. Let's check it out. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm lucky enough to still have the Boss Katana amp in my possession. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's awesome to play through an amp again. So first off, I'm gonna have a look at what I think to be probably the most obvious way to record an amp, and that's with a microphone. So I have an SM57 on the grill. Now keep in mind that the tone is going to change dependent on the microphone that you use. This is just what I have, so that's what I'm using. I'm playing using my Gibson Les Paul Custom because it's awesome. So before I get carried away talking too much, let's hear it. And that's how it sounds. Awesome, right? Now, if you're recording your amp in a studio, you're probably going to have a sound guy who's going to know what he's doing. But if you're doing this at home and you haven't mic'd up an amp before, best way to do it is to keep the microphone a bit off the grill. I've heard that about 2 fingers is probably pretty good. Slightly off center from the cone. If you have it in the middle, it's going to sound a lot brighter and more edgy. And the further away you have it, it's going to sound a bit softer and more mellow. So quick and easy for the microphone. Let's move on to method number 2. I should also point out that I'm not going to adjust the settings of the amp. I'm going to keep them exactly the same across the board in every example so that we can hear just how each one compares to the other. The second method that we're going to do is using the phones out or record out, which is on the back of the amplifier. I'm going to plug in using this cable. As you can see, I've got an adapter on the end. Still going to sound great. And on the other end of the cable going into my interface are 2 mono jacks. Now, when you plug in, you're going to find this is going to happen. There's no sound coming from the amp anymore. Why is that, you ask? Well, that's because we've plugged into a headphone jack. Kind of defeats the purpose if you're still going to be making a heap of noise with the headphones on. So they've designed it in such a way that obviously the speaker cuts out. In order to hear it back in your DAW, you just have to turn on the direct monitoring and all will be fine. Set your levels on your amp and away you go. And that's that one, as easy as 1, 2, and 3, which is going to be via USB. Standard USB cable, this one goes into your computer, this one goes into the amp. Now, of course, when we record in a USB, we are presented with a whole lot more options with our routing. We can do it in mono, but most importantly, we can record in stereo, which unlocks all of our stereo effects. Of course, all of our effects can be accessed and used in the other 2 modes, but they are both mono. So USB is where we can open it up and make those effects do what they're supposed to do and fill out that stereo field. If, like me, you use Cubase, you're gonna run into a few problems with monitoring. So as far as I can tell, you can't have multiple inputs and outputs. You're not gonna be able to monitor those stereo effects. You can record still in stereo via the USB, but you can't monitor it. Not to my understanding anyway. So I'm gonna change over to Ableton and record in Ableton. Now I will still show you how to set it up in Cubase, but I'm also gonna show you how to set it up in Ableton. Let's have a look. We need to go to Studio Setup, and we need to choose the Katana as the interface. Now when I do this, you're gonna see everything drop out, but I will continue through just so you can see what that looks like. Now once we have opened up Ableton, make sure that your Katana is connected via the USB. Go to Preferences. You want to change your input device here to the Katana. We want to be able to monitor the guitar, so we keep our output device as the Scarlett right there. And it's as simple as that. So to keep it consistent, I'm going to show you what it sounds like dry with the USB recording first, doing that same riff, and here it is. Now here's the same riff one more time, but I've added some panning delay and a reverb. much better is that? So of course, to access all of these effects, we want to jump onto the Tone Studio and we can access a whole bunch of things. Let's check these out. Now here I've got the panning delay. Let's turn it up and have a listen. Definitely opens up that field, right? So with our delays, we also have a stereo delay. This one sends it left and right. Let's have a listen to it first. So with that delay, you can hear that we've got the guitar now on the right, but the delay is off on the left. What's really cool, we can give ourselves a double guitar left and right by changing our delay amount. Let's have a look. So we go here to our delay. This is the stereo delay. Now turn that delay time all the way down to about 60. Now it sounds like we've got two guitars, one right, one left. Really opens up that sound. I'm going to keep that on the pan because I really like that. Have a look at our reverb, try the plate. Now interestingly, the effect level here doesn't match the reverb amount here. This says 55, that says 70. I don't know why that is, but it just is. Let's boost it up a little. Turn the delay off. Very nice. So there's just a couple of examples of what we can do with these stereo effects via the USB. Sounds mint in my opinion. There's a couple of extra functions in the Tone Studio that we don't get access to on the amp. So when we go in, now this one in particular I really like. Right here we have a noise suppressor. Now that doesn't sound like it's doing much right there, but if I bring in a booster, listen to that. Isn't that awesome? Actually, even with that, the threshold right down, it still does a lot on this setting. So that booster I've got, I think is, yep, a tube screamer, or the T-Scream. And in here we have another EQ. So we can cut our low and we can cut our high. We can get album quality sound straight out of the box. And there we go, that's how we record via the USB. Be interested to hear what you guys think. Please leave a comment down the bottom to tell me which one you think sounds the best. Here they are all again, right next to each other. Please let me know if you'd like to hear any more about the Tone Studio with the Katana amp. Leave a comment down the bottom and I can deep dive in another video. And that's that, how easy. 3 ways to record our Katana. We have so many options, and when we record with the Tone Studio attached and we can manipulate as we go, genius! Right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned and I'll see you next time.